Shuffling off to New Hampshire next. Mark's calling with a stretched ankle and stretched ligaments. Hey, Mark, thanks for the call. You are live.
Oh, welcome back, Dr. Glidden. I started to go through withdrawals there for a while. This is Mark Hovsepian from your webinar group.
Yeah, very, very good. So tell me how you pronounce that last name, Mark.
Hovsepian.
Hovsepian. Okay, good. Very, very good. I've got it now. Hey, how's it going? What's going on?
It's going wonderful. I have a question from a person I sampled out some Beyond Tangy Tangerine to this morning.
Yep.
He's got a sports injury that he's had since college days. He's re-injured it several times. Got some stretched ligaments in an ankle area. They want to do surgery on him. The surgery that he described to me was absolutely horrifying. They double the ligaments up to bring them back into tension and then put a clamp around it and then screw the clamp to the ankle bone or something.
Yeah, well, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right?
Yeah, and I just, I couldn't imagine what to tell him other than hang on, let me see if there's something we can do to bring this back nutritionally.
Okay, so let me tell you what to do, and let me give you a nice little metaphor here, okay? Let's say that you had just by way of visualization here, if you had two soda cans, and they were like 6 inches apart, and you had a strip of fabric that was 2 inches wide, and you stretched that fabric between the two soda cans and, glued it to the top of each soda can. So now you've got these two soda cans separated by about 6 inches, and you've got this strip of fabric glued to the top of each soda can, and it's nice and straight. Okay, so this is a metaphorical example of what your tendons, this tendon would be the stretched fabric, and the two soda cans would be different parts of your bone, right, that the ligament, or in this case the tendon, was attached to. Now, when there's damage to that piece of fabric, to the ligament or the tendon, if you cut that strip of fabric all the way through, you just cut it all the way through, and it's going to rip apart all the way through, you need surgery to fix that. You cannot fix a tear or trauma to a ligament or a tendon that's gone all the way through and completely severed it into two pieces. You can't fix that with medical nutrition. You need surgery. But if instead of being snipped all the way through, that piece of fabric is torn a little bit, or it's cut halfway through or 80% of the way through, if it's still attached, if some part of it in the middle where the damage is still patent, it's still there and still, hasn't been cut all the way through, then you can intervene with that with medical nutrition. Now, if you just stretch it, if you just stretch the fabric, if you stretch it and it has not yet torn all the way through nor ripped completely off of one of the soda cans, then you can fix it with medical nutrition. But if you stretch it so much that it pops off of one of the soda cans or it tears all the way through, all the way through, so it's flapping in the breeze, then you need surgery. Now, it sounds to me like his condition is a stretch. It's not a tear. It hasn't torn all the way through, and that, the ligament is still intact. It's still intact. It's just, weak, right? Is this your understanding of how it is with this guy?
That's exactly how I understand it. In fact, sometimes it'll droop and slip into an area where, his foot will just give out on him, and he's stepped in sprinkler systems in lawns and potholes and re-injured it several times, the volleyball injuries, all kinds of things. It just happens over and over again, and he's at his wit's end with it. Doesn't really want the surgery, but... Well,
all right, so here's what I would counsel the guy. Number one, I would tell him what I just told you, and number two, I would say, look, you can always have the surgery, but you can never not unsurgery, so you can never unsurgery it, right?
Yeah.
Once they do the surgery, that's it. It's all over. Whether it's going to be effective or not, it's anybody's guess. And I would, if I had to lean on the body's ability to fix this or the doctor's ability to fix this, well, guess where I'm going to lean, right? Right. So I would say, look, man, you can't never unsurgery it. This isn't, a life-threatening situation. So let's do a 90-day program. of directed medical nutrition intervention to see if we can support and promote the structure and function of the ligaments and tendons to enough of a degree that surgery is no longer warranted. That's never a bad idea. What the heck, right? So that's how I would pitch it to them. That's how I would tell it to them. But also understand that as advanced, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, right, because surgical procedures are still really somewhat archaic, but they're much more advanced than they were even 10 years ago. Surgeons really have kind of accelerated the safety of their therapeutics a remarkable degree. But nonetheless, surgery is still a big stress to the human body. I mean, it's a stressful thing to go under the knife. You got to get anesthesia. You got to go under the knife. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can go wrong, and then your body has to recover from all of that. So the same metaphor that I was given to Harry about shoveling the snow in his bathing suit or shoveling the snow all bundled up, well, the same applies to a surgical procedure. So worst case scenario, right? His ligament is stretched so far that it's beyond the body's ability to fix it. Just can't do it. I mean, he waited too long, it's too far gone, and he needs some type of, surgical intervention, right? Worst case scenario, let's say that's the deal. If he nutrifies his body first for 90 days and then has surgery, he will sail through the surgical procedure, because surgery is a big stress to the human body. And if he just goes into it now, well, we already know that his body's weak, that it's under-nutrified, because if it wasn't, he wouldn't be having this problem. He wouldn't be having this situation. So either way, the program is going to help him. The only question before the court here is the degree to which it's going to help him. But worst case scenario, it's not going to be able to fix the problem because it's too far gone to be able to fix. I doubt that very much, number one. But number two, it's much better off for him to even think about having surgery with a body that's nutrified as opposed to a body that's under-nutrified, right?
Right.
I mean, so that's just not common sense. So